Hi, everybody. Welcome into A Word for Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in once again for a little middle of the week word of encouragement. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. The sun's shining. It's a beautiful day, and I hope that you're able to get out and take advantage of it. Maybe take a little stroll in a park and maybe take in some of the beautiful scenery of this time of year. I had an interesting occurrence in the last couple of days that has kind of stuck in my mind, and something that I thought I would share with you today. There is a little known social law called Darby's Law, and Darby's Law is something that I find a fascinating phenomenon, and you've experienced it. You probably didn't have a name for it, but this is a social phenomenon where you will hear something or see something that's kind of arcane. It's kind of uncommon. Or what's most common is something that you had forgotten. And then you will, in very short order, see or hear that thing again. So, for example, you might hear for the first time a new word, a word that you've never heard before. And then again, in short order, you'll hear that word spoken. And you'll think to yourself, in 48 years, I haven't heard that word ever. And here I am hearing it twice in 2 days. What a weird thing. Well, that's Darby's Law. Or something that you had completely forgotten. Something you had completely forgotten. Maybe something from your childhood. Maybe a favorite television show when you were a little kid, but you have forgotten it. You haven't thought about it in 30 years. And somebody will bring it up out of the blue, and it just jars this memory, and you go, "Oh my goodness, that's so uncanny." And so this effect of the Darby's Law, especially when things happen repetitively, especially when things happen on more than one occasion, is a neat phenomenon. So anyway, let me tell you what the phenomenon was that I have experienced. I was scrolling through Facebook the other day, and a very dear friend posted a verse. And it is a verse that many years ago I put to memory at a time when things were really challenging in my life, and was facing some difficulties. And this was a verse that really spoke to me, and it really got me through some very difficult times. But to say that I committed it to memory, probably not as accurate as to say that I repeated it to myself frequently during that time. Had I committed it to memory, it would be something that would be constantly on my mind, and I would always be thinking about it. But the reality is that I had not thought of this verse in conjunction to the power that it has in a hard moment. I hadn't thought about it in years. In fact, it's probably been 20 years since that event that made that verse so prominent. So after a 20-year absence, I see this verse, and it immediately sparks back, oh my goodness, that's right. What a powerful verse. Didn't say anything to anybody, didn't mention it at all. This morning, completely out of the blue, my daughter sends me a text with that exact verse as just a morning encouragement. And I thought to myself, what an uncanny example of Darby's Law. Or what's more true, what a beautiful example of God's providence. Speaking a word to me that I needed at just the moment that I needed it. And in my case, being stubborn as I am, I needed two people to tell me. But the verse, you might wonder, is from Romans chapter 12 and verse 12. And it's just this simple statement, but it's so profound. Be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayer. You know what? Those are great words for our day. Those are things we all need. Because I don't know about you and your situation, but I can tell you, I could certainly use more joy. I could certainly use more patience in the difficulties. And I could certainly use a greater sense of hope, a greater depth of prayer, and a greater sense of faithfulness. These concepts are just beautiful concepts that fit so perfectly in what I needed to hear today. And I was so grateful that God sent them to me in the form of Darby's Law. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you real soon.